Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on developing our economy, and this tech world apparently needs a capital upgrade, so we're definitely going to do that. What else might we need? The answer is absolutely nothing. Okay, fantastic. So let's tick on forward. At this point, that'll be absolutely fine. We're working on making 3 colony ships here, and the Tsunami fleet has arrived over in Siagawa. Minimal Federation centralization. What are we on right now for Federation centralization? We're on minimal right now. I will vote for this. Okay, so we're going to go to low centralization. That sounds good. Excellent. So the ISS Bluefin is idle in Othriga. At this point, we have a couple of options. So we can go to Corolla to go to Scorpio, or we can go to Wumgium to go to Scorpio. I think Corolla is probably the way to go here. There's not really a significant difference between them, but if we end up taking Chor's Compass in some way, like attacking the Caravanserai Caravan Coalition, which is unlikely, then we could definitely move down this way and have a slightly better network. So this is not really that big of a difference between Wumgium and Corolla, but I'm going to go for Corolla. So that looks fine for the moment. Now, of course, we are currently full on Astral Threads. And what do we want to do with that? Well, to be honest, not much is the answer. We're just going to sit on them for the moment. We had a leader level up, and this is the commander of the ISS Sea Hare, so I guess we can go with, like, Intuition 2. Seems reasonably fine. Wankworth Prime is in need of housing. Now, we have an anti-crime campaign here. We have Wankworth Custodian, so researcher output. This is absolutely going to be a tech world, and it is designated as such. Which makes me wonder where the Astral Siphon is. We'll put one in there. That'll be fine. But we also need housing, so a city district is the top priority there. Excellent. So we've got a Forge World here. We've already got civilian fabricators here, and we need a planetary capital to go any further. So we're not going to make any civilian, like, consumer goods here, but that's understood. We are lacking some buildings here, though, and that would include a Storm Attraction Center and a Storm Summoning Theater. So we'll put both of those in for right now. That looks good. The Storm Chaser Civic requires a lot of building slots. No doubt about that. It's definitely an interesting thing. Okay, so we're in Kenhajal right now, and we're working our way up towards, like, into Amlitzer is our current goal. So the most direct path would be to go up over here like this. Complete. I'm going to not quite do that. I'm going to go grab our 5 society research out in Achenar, and then I'm going to go build a hyper array in Korok after that, is the idea. Now, Ancient Ramparts just finished. Ancient Cavitation Collapsers are interesting. I'm going to grab them. I'm not sure what we're going to replace with them just yet, but we'll get there. Okay. So, now, every single one of these bastions, we want to replace the communications jammer. Apparently you can't replace anymore. We're going to have to dismantle that, and we're going to put in, then, a... Where's the Ancient Rampart? Oh, that's a module. Okay, hang on. Was that always the case? I thought that was a building. Interesting. So, that's certainly very interesting. I'm wondering then, where is the break-even point between having these be gun batteries and having them be ancient ramparts? So I'm just looking here. I think that they're just better, aren't they? So ship hull points, 10% for the gun batteries. Hull and armor hit points, 10%. For the ancient rampart, we get 15% hull, and we get 20% armor. And then we get 10% armor hardening, plus the defense platform cap, and the ship hull points and the weapon damage for defense platforms. Now, this will give us only +1 defense platform cap. This doesn't give us the trade protection. Understood. That's fine. So we're just going to swap all of these over to Ancient Ramparts then, but that's going to be quite expensive. 6 Ancient Ramparts each is going to be a lot. And that, of course, means that we need to put back the communications jammer. Right? So that's going to be here. Okay. Something like that. Now, we're currently working on upgrading this guy. So instead of building a gun battery, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to replace this with an Ancient Rampart. And then we're going to build nothing but Ancient Ramparts there. How many minor artifacts do we have right now? 100. Okay, so we're definitely going to need to do this kind of piecemeal. Okay, we don't yet have the rubricator, which we're working on actively. We'll get that soon enough. So yeah, we're going to have to go through these piecemeal and get that changed over. So that is understood. We can get a couple of these queued up right now, but we're definitely going to need to come back to that. So that is fine. How much are we making per month? 24, so we can make one of those every 2 months. Noted. That's going to take some time. Once we get the rubricator, that will make things a lot better on that front. So that is absolutely fine. Now, we really want to get Siagawa finished up here, and we currently have a 0% breakthrough chance. We'll get there eventually. So that seems fine for the moment. So we're working on these defense platforms right now. I kind of want to move up the Ancient Ramparts, except this goes back to the top every time. It's very awkward. Okay, we'll just leave this be for now. That's okay. So we are currently negative on our rare crystals. That is noted. It's not that big of a deal. We can always just build an ancient refinery somewhere, and that's a really, really good building. That'll also cost minor artifacts. So that's noted. I'm going to put in an ancient refinery here on a free reprime, and that'll be fine. We'll have to wait for our pops to grow into it, of course, but we'll get that going for the moment. So that'll bring us positive on our rare crystals, which will probably go positive on our rare crystals eventually anyway. So we've got a forge world here. We can't develop our civilian replicomplexes anymore. We still do need more consumer goods, so that's noted. We're just going to put in an industrial district here that's going to produce alloys, and that's not the worst thing in the world. We've got a decent alloy income, but it's not perfect by any means. So this Dyson Swarm Array in Abtrade is being built right now. And I'm still wondering what our cap is on Dyson Swarms and Arc Furnaces. Well, we'll just have to figure out where that ends up being. As of right now, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Construction complete.
It'll be real interesting. So we're finishing up a bunch of our constructions there. That looks good. Eptrabon Prime requires a little bit of work. So alloys from miners. Okay. We can definitely put in a mineral purification hub. There's only so many mining districts we can put in this, although we could, hypothetically, strip mine this planet. But we need the number of mining districts to be greater than 5. So that's not actually an option. Interesting. Okay. Well, for the moment, it'll be fine. We'll get the mineral purification hub done, and we'll see what we end up wanting to do on that planet next. It would be good to get more mining jobs, but there's only so many that we can do. So we finished up a lot of our citadels at this point. Or just a lot of our constructions in general. Markaz Station is still being worked on, and we've got these ancient ramparts going in. So the upgrade to Star Fortress, I'm going to move down to the bottom here. And this is a target uplink computer. We don't have anything in this slot, do we? No, we don't. I'm going to put in a disruption field generator there, and I want to do that before upgrading to a Star Fortress. Okay, that's going to take a while. We're full on food. Let's sell off a little bit of that food. Looks good. And our construction ships are, you know, busily constructionating away, as they do. The real question here is, how close are we to getting this Dyson Swarm Array done in Abtrade? And the answer is, we are 74% done. So this is going to be done very, very soon. And that is good. We definitely want to get that upgrading. So that looks absolutely phenomenal. And we're going to have some very, very decent outcomes from that. Although I still say this is an incredible Dyson Swarm output. That's just insane. Absolutely bonkers. And we're getting pretty decent arc furnace outputs as well. Don't get me wrong. So overall, most of our alloys are coming from our megastructures,
life form
which is hilarious. At this point, we definitely need to upgrade our Minister of Ascension. Council Agenda speed plus 10% is pretty good. Okay, the ISS Bluefin is idle in Corolla, so we're going to head to Scorpio next. We'll build a hyper relay there, and then here we're going to have a fork. So one direction of the fork will come out to Rasselhag and then Demi Vito. And then after that, that forks as well. And that would go to Wenkwert all the way over to Markaz over here. And then that would come back to Radar Central. This fork here just goes directly up to Radar Central. And then from Radar Central, we would come out to Pennick. And then that would definitely connect over to Kazabius and Torfree Star. And then also connecting out over to Ozea.
Construction
and that's
complete.
the overall idea behind what we have here. So we do have a location here that we could also consider upgrading to a defense station. I mean, this is our Federation partner, right? It's unlikely that we're going to run into any issues there, but we might as well get it going. So that seems reasonably fine. Okay, this industrial world requires a little bit of work here. Now, this is producing both alloys and producing consumer goods. So we are delighted, absolutely delighted, to upgrade this to a civilian fabricator. That seems great. We desperately need to produce more consumer goods, and we're working on it. Anywhere we can, we are really happy to. So at this point, we're heading back up to Korok to build our hyper relay there. That looks good. This is, of course, going to connect to Amlitzer, and then the idea behind that is that would connect over and somewhere around either Huntur or Celia. Probably, it would definitely be Huntur. We would connect into this normal trunk connection up over here, is the way that that's going to end up working. So that's the overall map of our hyper relays. It's not going to be that many hyper relays, and that will just get us where we need to go specifically for defense. Beyond that, we're going to go for gateways, so it'll be fine. Let's check in on our jobs quick, as long as we don't really have too much else to do right now.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
And we don't have anything to do in our jobs either. Okay, that seems fine. We just need to let this tick forward. We should check in up over here. 88% on this Dyson Swarm. Okay.
Founding a new
Definitely making progress there. And we have a new colony starting up. That looks good. We have an available leader trait, our Minister of Defense, who is also in charge of Transport Fleet 7. So we should make you be a general. There we go. And this generator world, we can get a planetary administration upgrade on. That is incredible. I love it. This mining world. Is this actually a mining world? It's not. We can make this be whatever we want. And I don't think we need a mining world, to be honest. I'm going to put in, for now, an astrometeorology observatory. I'm also, of course, going to put in a storm attraction center and a storm summoning theater. I don't know if we'll need a storm relief center here just yet. We'll get back to that. This is allegedly a mining world. This is a generic world right now as well. So we are just going to put in an observatory, an attraction center, and a summoning theater. Now you might ask, why are we building an observatory on every single planet? And the answer to that is actually for the Unity from jobs, although that's interesting. The way that this building is set up is weird. I mean, it is good physics production. Unity from jobs, huh? Well, that will boost up our storm summoning theater. So, I mean, we are producing a good amount of Unity. So I think it's fine to continue doing it that way. We might change things a little later on when we care about Unity a little less. But for now, it's decent, I think. We're definitely getting a lot of Unity out of it for sure, but it is eating up a lot of building slots. And what else would we use those building slots for? Well, at this point, not much. But there likely will be building slots that we want to put in a little later on. Something like Suitor Prime here, we could make be a fortress world, with the idea being to generate naval capacity. So that is a theoretical opportunity there. Yeah, you can see here that'll expand our naval opportunity by quite a lot. We don't have the policy refugees welcome? Hang on. I thought we did. We've been getting refugees. Let's see here. Refugees. Citizen species only. No, refugees are welcome. We want pops. All may contribute to the Nimbulan Meteorological Prediction Center. Excellent. There we go. Now, any other jobs that need to be worked on? At this moment, the answer is no. But we are at 98% on this Dyson Swarm. So we can see right now, Abdrade is producing 7. That is about to change. We're at 99%. Now it's producing 32. And then we're going to boost that again. It's currently plus 500%. This is going to triple it to be like 136. Or no, 100 and... This is going to be 96. It's going to triple it. Yeah, 96. There we go. We'll get that going for now. That is excellent. And then we're going to come build our Dyson Swarm array in Radar Central, and then we're going to see how many more arc furnaces and Dyson Swarms we can build. Because more is always better, right? And we've got this arc furnace over in... where is this? This is the one in Ciatera. We're going to get that upgraded. That's the one over here. So we're currently producing 31 alloys. That's going to be doubled. So that's very, very good.
Handshake protocols activated.
Migration
Construction
treaty.
complete.
I would normally be okay with this. I'm going to decline it for now, though. Over in Auriga, I want to get this Starhold upgrading. And over in Markaz, let's take a look at this. How are we doing over here? We need a lot more work. No doubt about that. How have we done on building up minor artifacts? We have a few, is the answer. But not as many as I would like. So we can see Penix Station here. It's slowly working on converting this stuff over and getting built up. Kazabia Station, we're building the Defense Grid supercomputer, and then we have some ancient ramparts going in. So we've got 2 right now. We can do a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th. Okay, that seems fine for now. We made first contact with an unknown entity, and we are going to work on that. A foul stench from the kleptomaniac rats. Okay, so we're making progress on that archaeological dig over in Siagawa. That is good. We really would like to get our hands on the rubricator. That would be a really good thing to do. I also want to get these ancient ramparts put in here, so we can see if we have enough to get 6. I believe we should. Yes, that is correct. How much more do we have for minor artifacts? Not enough for another station. That's fine. We'll get there. So Torfree Star Station here is putting in a Defense Grid supercomputer. This is 74.3K up here, which is significant. No doubt about that. And if we look at our Fire Coral class defense platforms, we eventually are going to want to upgrade these to Ancient Pulse Armor, for sure. But we need a lot of minor artifacts. No doubt about that. We need a truly ludicrous number of minor artifacts. So that is absolutely understood, and it will take us some time. The ISS Bluefin is idle. I'm going to send it over to Rosselhog for now.
Research complete.
So we're going to go build a hyper relay over there. And we just finished predictive consumerism, which will boost our artisan output by 10%. That's big. That's going to be about 80, and that should bring us positive in our consumer goods. So that's fantastic. I'm just checking to see if we have anything ancient in here, and the answer is no, so I guess we'll grab disruptors for the moment. Not like we're planning to use them, but that'll be fine. Now, what do we have in here? Ancient macro batteries and ancient saturators, but nothing up this way. Other than, like, nutrient replication or subdermal stimulation, I'm not too interested in either of those, to be honest. I'm going to go with Ancient Saturator Artillery. Okay, so that looks good for the moment. And we are, of course, going to continue to work our way over this way. So we're getting some hyper lanes done now. That's looking good. But we definitely need a whole lot more. I'm thinking about getting another construction ship here, actually, and I'm going to do it. I'm feeling like we can handle that, especially with this one, for the foreseeable future, building megastructures. I think that'll be fine. So I'd like to send this guy all the way out over here to begin construction here, and then we're going to work from the outside in, is the idea, and that's going to come in, of course, from the north up here. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. And of course, over in Ariga, we're going to need to continue to work on upgrading that. That will take some time. Markaz is going to be upgraded to a star fortress eventually. Okay, so the Wave Skimmer 2 is in Korok, and we're going to move this up to Ebliuk and build a hyper relay there. And then we've got the Salty Squid 7, and that's going to move all the way out to Oasia, and we're going to build there. Now, that's going to take them a long time to get there. That's okay. We're full on energy credits, and I'm thinking about stocking up on rare crystals a little bit, because we know we're slightly negative on rare crystals. I'm also thinking about stocking up on consumer goods. We're a little bit negative on consumer goods still. Okay, that is definitely noted, and that'll do for now. Okay, jobs. So this is a factory world here, and that is amazing. We're very, very happy to put in an industrial district on a factory world. This is an industrial world here, and again, an industrial district is very good.
Construction complete.
We have an anti-crime campaign here. Do we still need that? There is a holding here. Yeah, we probably do. Okay, so this is a mining world down here. Is this actually a mining world? Yeah, that should be a mining world. We could strip mine this world, in theory. So, strip mining would reduce the habitability by 50%. What are we actually at right now? So, 80, 90, 100, 110, 115, and then back down to 105. So this would put us at 55. Number of mining districts is greater than 5. We have to have them built, I bet. Okay, well, that is fine. I'm going to put in, as usual, an wow, I cannot say that word. An astrometeorology observatory. We're going to put in a storm attraction center, a storm relief center, and a storm summoning theater. So that's going to fill up all of these slots, but we're also going to begin working on making that into a proper mining world, and that was this one. I want to designate that as a mining world. Okay, so that looks fine for the moment. Okay, excellent. Radioactive contaminants, huh? On Nemean Secundus? Okay, sure. So that's, mildly problematic. Apparently radiant storms do that. Good to know. And the Markaz station here, it's still being worked on. We have stations in general being worked on. Oh, our first contact event is pending. We should definitely handle that. And we're at 296 minor artifacts right now. That might be enough to start working on Demi Vito. So let's get some ancient ramparts put in here. Yeah. So we had enough to get that done, but we definitely don't have enough to do another one. Cool. So good to know. That takes like 250, right? Let's see here. That would be, yeah, that would be about right. It would be slightly over 250, like 270. I don't know. I can't math right now. It's too early in the morning,
Research
clearly.
complete.
We just finished up disruptors. That's fine. What else are we interested in here? Well, I'd kind of like to clean up some of these really, really, really basic techs that we skipped. So let's get working on that. We have a first contact event pending, and yeah, they are apparently very repulsive. Sure. So that seems fine. We are, of course, working on getting our transit networks built. That's going to be a fairly large-scale project. Where is this storm? In the Sin Masticators? We really don't care about that. Okay, that seems fine. So the Sin Masticators is not a concern in the slightest. How are we doing with our construction in Radar Central? We are currently at about 18%. And there's the Regan Commerce Exchange. Hello. Fantastic. So at this point, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue working on our transit networks, which are beginning to take shape at this point. But we could also definitely use a transit network going down like over here. That'll be a later project though, for sure. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy Magar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge SPL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.